Hare Krishna. Om Gyanatimirandasya Gnanashlakaya Chakshurumritamina Tasmai Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitmena Bhutale Sarvapagadamahyam Dati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shotapata Kamalam Shri Guru Nyamscha Shri Rupam Sagastam Sagnaragnatam Vitam Tusachivam Sdvatim Savdutam Parijanasakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padas Haganalolita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha हे कृष्ण करुण सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरंगे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिय Hare Krishna. Today is actually the disappearance day of His Divine Grace, His Divine Grace, Kadamba Kannana Swami. I I had the wonderful opportunity to meet him also um, in my life, and um, I would like to a little bit try to glorify him today. He left this world today uh, at about 12 o'clock p.m. But I don't know if the time we have here it is maybe not exactly this time, but maybe European time. I don't know. European time, Central European time, about 12 o'clock. He had left this material world. I will try to glorify him. Of course, I'm not qualified to do this. I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified to glorify any Vaishnava, but I just have the desire to do it. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutala Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Namina Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paskatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. I will now read um, um, something about the Kadamba Kannana Swami, about His Divine Grace Kadamba Kannana Swami. So I have found before his biography. Just a moment, I have to see where it was. Sorry. Okay. Here there is a text. It is written here that on Thursday, the 9th of March at 12 and 6 minutes p.m., under the gaze of Sri Giriraja, in the holy land of Sri Vrindavan Dham, in the loving company of his spiritual master Jayadvaita Swami and the Vaishnavas with the resounding Kirtan party, His Holiness Kadamba Kannana Swami departed from this material realm. And there is a citation there. Intelligent persons who take shelter of beautiful Vrindavana's opulent vines, melting with motherly love, and throw far away the idea that they are material, become supremely successful both in this life and also after death. Prabhudananda Saraswati Vrindavana Mahimamrita. So, and So there was his biography somewhere. Just a moment, I have to find it. Just a moment. See where I found his biography. Just a moment. Sorry. Just a moment. I have to find the biography of His Holiness Kadamba Swami. I have found it before. Now I don't understand why I cannot find it. Just a moment. Yes. So the biography of His Holiness Kadamba Swami. Kadamba Swami started his spiritual life in Vrindavana, the holy land of Krishna, and immediately felt he found his home. He became a disciple of His Holiness Jadvaita Swami. He joined the International Society of Krishna Consciousness in 1978, shortly after Srila Prabhupada's departure from this world, and served in Vrindavana from 1978 to 1984 in various types of management. After a 1 year break from India in Australia, he returned to India, this time to take charge of the construction of Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi in Mayapur, and remained there from 1985 to 1990. He liked the pioneering spirit of working in India, and above all, he liked to stay in the Holy Dham. In 1990, he became the temple president of the Krishna Balarama temple in Vrindavan, and remained there in that position until 1995. After that, he began to travel and preach around the world, and in 1997 he received sannyas. These days, besides preaching in Europe, South Africa, India, and Australia, he still has come involvement has some he still has some involvement in supervision of the Vrindavana temple. So also Kadamba Swami, he has some project. Uh, he has found some foundation. Some he has organized some foundation about Africa. Just let's see where it was. Just a moment, I will just find it. Okay, uh, there is a Kadamba Kannana Swami Foundation. Uh, just a moment. So the Kadamba Foundation is a non-profit organization, charity, and this is something like ANBI, funded by Kadamba Kannaswamy to promote, publish, and distribute his media, books, music, videos. Proceeds from sales and donations goes towards African preaching projects from South Africa. So we see, let us see about this. One can do some donations, and I will give some website about it. Just a moment. Yes, there is some video about this. The ANBI is the legal designation for charity based in the Netherlands. Just like other non-profit charities, a minimum of 19% for proceeds goes towards fulfilling the goals of the Kadamba Foundation. The foundation's main sources of income are donations and proceeds from sales of books, music videos, and other sources of income like streaming services. So, okay, I will give the website about this, and you can give, if you would like, you can give some donation about this foundation. Okay, so now I will try to think a little bit about Kadam Kannaswamy. I will find some song which is connected with the disappearance of Vishnavas. Just a moment. As the name of Kadam Kannaswamy, uh, so any song which is connected to Krishna is beautiful and glorifies actually Kadamba Kannaswamy also because his name means actually Krishna. Kadamba Kanna it means Krishna. So any song which glorifies Krishna is also for Kadamba Kanna Swami, because his name Kadamba Kanna means actually Krishna. This is also a name of Krishna, Kadamba Kannana. Okay, so I will try some song here, which I found. Some song from Sri Jadeva Goswami. Sri Dasavatara Stotram. Pralaya Paloki Jale Tritavana Shiva Vihitavatra Charitramakagam Kesava Dritami Sharira Jaya Jagati Hare Keshavadritamina Sharira Jaya Jagadish Hare Shitiri Vipulatara Tishthatita Prista Dharani Dharana Kina Chakrigaista Kesha Trita Kurma Sharira Jaya Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Vasati Darshana Shikare Dharani Tavalagna Shashini Kalanka Kalavanima Kesha Drita Shukara Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshava Drita Shukara Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamala Varena Kamadmuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipa Hanavringa Kesha Drita Narahari Rupa Jaya Disha Hare Keshava Drita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Chalayasi Vikramane Balimat Bhutavamana Padanaka Nirajanita Jana Pavana Kesha Dritavamana Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshava Dritavamana Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Kshatriyaru Giramaya Jagatapagata Papa Snapayasi Payasi Shamita Bhavatapa Kesava Tritabrigo Patirupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Kesava Tritabrigo Patirupa Jagdisha Hare Vitarasi Dikshurane Dikpatika Ramanya Dashamukha Mauriba Ramanya Ramanya Keshava Tritarama Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Keshava Tritarama Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Vahasi Vapushi Vishadevasanam Jaladamba Halahati Bitimilika Yamunaba Kesha Triteladarupa Jaya Jagadisha Kesha Triteladarupa Jaya Jagadisha Nindasi Yagnavide Aha Shruti Jata Sadaya Hridaya Darshita Pashugata Keshava Trita Buddha Sharira Jaya Jagadishara Keshava Trita Buddha Sharira Jaya Jagadishara Yechani Vananidana Kalayasikaravalam Doma Keta Ivake Opikarala Keshava Trita Kalki Sharira Jaya Jagadishara Keshava Trita Kalki Sharira Jaya Jagadishara Shri Jaya Deva Kave Hidamoditamude Shri Nushubha Tansuka Dambhavasara Keshava Tritadasha Vidarupa Jaya Jagadishara Keshava Tritadasa Vidarupa Jaya Jagadishara Vedanuda Rate Jagante Vadevo Kola Udvirate Dayate Darayate Balinchaga Yate Kshatrikshaya Kurvate Paulastya Jayate Alankalayate Karunya Atanvate Mlechamarchadyate Dashakriti Kriti Krishnaya Tubhya Namah Pralaya Payanija Drintavana Sivedam Vitava Hidra Charitra Ekada Kesha Tritamina Sharira Jaya Jagadishara Keshava Tritamina Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Kadamba Kannana Swami Jaya Kadamba Kannana Swami Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Nrsimhadev Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baldeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra Jaya Kadamba Kannana Swami His Holiness Kannana Swami Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Radhe Shyama Radhe Shyama Radha Madhava Radha Gopina Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Kadamba Kannana Swami Kadamba Kannana Swami Jaya Kadamba Kannana Swami Kadamba Kannana Swami Jaya Jaya Deva Swami Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Kadamba Kannana Kadamba Kannana Swami Jaya Kadamba Kannana Kadamba Kannana Swami Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Now I will read the translation of this song. Which I sung in glorification of His Holiness Kadamba Swami, who left this material world today at 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, 9 minutes in the midday. I'll read the translation. Um, so it's interesting because Shijudev Goswami is the author of this song, and the Guru Maharaj of His Holiness Kadamba Swami was, just see, was he Jadev Goswami? No, I think Jayadvaita Maharaj. Jayadvaita Maharaj is his spiritual master, I think. Okay, I will read now the translation of this song, which I tried to glorify His Holiness Kadamba Swami with this song, and I will read now the translation. Of course, I'm not qualified to glorify His Holiness Kadamba Swami, but I just have the desire to do this. So, Shri Dasavatara Stotram, this is the song. From Shijadev Goswami. In the waters of universal dissolution, you carried the Vedas just like a boat, without any effort. O Keshava, who assumed the form of a fish, Matsya, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. The earth rests on your expansive back, hardened by the numerous callous formations resulting from that burden, O Keshava, who assumed the form of a tortoise, Kurma. All glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. The earth rests on the tip of your tusk, set there like an infinitesimal spot on the face of the waxing moon. O Keshava, who assumed the form of a boar, Varaha. All glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. Upon the beautiful lotuses of your hands, your nails, with their amazing tips, have torn asunder the wasp-like body of Hiranyakashipu, O Keshava, who assumed the form of a man-lion, Nrsimha. All glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. You deceived Bali while taking immense strides. O wonderful dwarf, you purify people by the Ganges water that emanates from your toenails. O Keshava, who assumed the form of a dwarf, Vamana, Vamana, a dwarf Vamana. All glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. You liberate all the creatures of the world from sin by letting them bathe in the waters of the sacred land of Kurukshetra, which is infused with the blood of unrighteous rulers, O Keshava, who assumed the form of the Lord of Brigus Parashurama. All glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. In the battle of Lanka, you distributed the heads of the 10-headed Ravana as the most desired and gratifying sacrificial offering to the presiding demigods of the 10 directions. O Keshava, who assumed the form of Rama, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. On your brilliant white form, you wear garments the dark blue color of a rain cloud that resembles the hue of the Yamuna River, who came in your presence, apprehensive of the striking of your blow. O Keshava, who assumed the form of the wheedler of the plug, Balarama. All glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. You decry the prescriptions of the Shrutis that pertain to sacrifice, your heart brimming with compassion when you witness animal slaughter. O Keshava, who assumed the form of Buddha, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. At the hour of death, for the numerous barbarous hosts, you wield a sword that is as terrifying as a foreboding comet. O Keshava, who assumed the form of Kalki, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. Please hear this sincere prayer uttered by the poet Sri Jayadeva. It awards happiness and auspiciousness and describes the essence of your incarnations. O Keshava, who assumed the 10 forms, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. Unto the deliverer of the Vedas, Matsya, the beholder of all the worlds, Kurma, the savior of Mother Earth, Varaha, 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 the slayer of Hiranyakashipu and other demons, Nrsimha, the deceiver of Bali, Vamana, the destroyer of Kshatriyas, Parashurama, the conqueror of Ravana, Rama, the wielder of the plow, Balarama, the advocate of compassion, Buddha, the vanquisher of the barbarians, Kalki. O you who assume these 10 forms, O Krishna, I offer my obeisances to you. So, this prayer is for um, Lord Krishna, and in this way, I offer this prayer as um, I offer this prayer for His Holiness Kadamba Swami. His name Kadamba means actually Krishna. It means Lord Krishna. So let us see now. I will come to an end now. Just a moment. And as we glorify Krishna, maybe let us now try to glorify Radha and Krishna, because Lord Krishna likes to be always with his eternal associates, and the person who Krishna loves more than everybody else is Shrimati Radhika. So let's just sing at the end a song of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Shri Radha Krishna Pada Kamale Mana. Shri Radha Krishna Pada Kamale Mana. Kemone labede karama sharana chiradina kore ho charana He Radha, He Krishna Chandra, Bhakat Prana, Pamare, Yugala, Bhakti Karudana, Bhakti Hina Balikaro, Upeksha, Mukha Jana Deho Gyana, Shusha, Vishai Pasa, Prabhidita Dasa, Deho Adhikara, Yugala Vilasa. Kanchara Jivana Srauta, Bravahiya Kalaira Sagara Daya Geruye Divasa Nashivaya Eva Krishna ki upa tumi patita janer bando jani hai tomare nata tumi to karuna jala sindhu ami bajihina Regina, na jani bakatilesa, ni jagune nata, kerat masa, kuchaya beklesha, sida de adia vrindavana. Maji Sivamrita Karudana Piya Prema Mata Guri Masuno Nijagunagana Yugalase Vaya Shri Rasa Mandale Nujikta Karu Amaya Lalita Sakira Hajoya Kinkari Vinoda Duri Chipaya Ajiya Kinkari Vinoda Duri Chipaya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Kadamba Kannana Swami, Jaya Kadamba Kannana Swami, Jaya Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Shri Shri Gauranita, Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Gopinatha Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Now I will read the translation of the last song. Shri Radha Krishna Pada Kamalemana by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. So all that is my trial to glorify His Holiness Kadamba Swami, and as I try to sing to glorify Krishna, because the name Kadamba is actually Krishna. So I try to glorify Krishna, and but Krishna likes to be always with his eternal associates, and the person who Krishna loves more than everybody else is Srimati Radhika. So that's why um then I try to glorify Srimati Radhika and Shri Krishna, the divine couple. So with the song of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Shri Radha Krishna Pada Kamale Mana. And now I will read the translation of that song. O mind, how will you ultimately take shelter in the lotus feet of Shri Radha Krishna? Having had the desire to take shelter of those lotus feet since time immemorial, this wretched servant simply is waiting. O Radhe, O Krishna Chandra, life and soul of the devotees, please bestow upon this most sinful person bhakti to both of you. Please do not neglect me, saying that I am devoid of bhakti. Instead, give this ignorant person your auspicious instructions on spiritual knowledge. Please give this servant who is afflicted by the thirst for material enjoyment the qualification to serve in your amorous pastimes. This restless current of life flows, running into the ocean of time death. The days that have gone will not come again. Alas, Krishna, what am I to do now? You are the friends of the fallen. I know who you are, my masters. You are indeed the very ocean of kindness. I am unfortunate and exceedingly foolish. I do not understand even a iota of bhakti. O my masters, my virtue of your greatness. Take my soul and make me your own, thereby vanquishing my material sufferings. Give me a perfected spiritual body within the transcendental abode of Vrindavana and bestow upon me in charity the nectar of service to you. After making me drink prema and thus become spiritually intoxicated, hear me sing your glories. Please engage me in service to you in the arena of the rasa dance. This unworthy maidservant of Sri Lalita Saki, Bhaktivinoda, beseeches you by clasping your lotus feet. So, this was the end of my trial to glorify His Holiness Kadamba Swami. All these prayers for this, all these prayers now, all these prayers now were offered for Kadamba Swami. All these prayers now were offered in the lotus feet of the Lord, in the lotus feet of the divine couple Shrimati Radhika Shri Krishna, for the benefit of His Holiness Kadamba Kannana Swami. Jai Kadamba Kannana Swami. Jai. So I'm not qualified to say anything about any Vaishnava. I'm not qualified to say to glorify somebody. I'm not qualified to glorify a Vaishnava. I'm not qualified to say anything on Vedic literature. Um, but just I have the desire to do this now, and I just want to say um, that for me, His Holiness Kadamba Kannana Swami, he was all the time, he was showing how a Vaishnava have to be humble, um, just like the pure devotees are humble actually. And he was actually His Holiness Kadamba Kannana Swami. From my point of view, he was showing to everybody how one lives the third verse of Shri Shikshastaka. He was showing it with his own example. You all know the third verse of Shri Shikshastaka. Tanata pisu nichna, tarura pisu hisuna, amana manadna kirtanya sadahari. One have to be more tolerant. One have to consider themselves. The translation of verse 3 of Shri Shikshastaka, you all know it. It is one have to consider themselves more lower than the straw in the street, more lower than the grass. One have to be more humble than a tree. One have to not expect um, any honor and respect from others, but one have to be ready to give all respect and honor, honor to everybody, to all the persons around, according to their respective position, according to the translation of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura, or one have to give all respect and honor to every living entity because Krishna lives in the heart of everyone, according to the translation of Srila Gaur Govinda Swami. At the end of verse 3, Ketanya Sadahari. One have to continuously chant the holy names of the Lord in that humble mood. In that humble mood, one should, one have to continuously chant the holy names of the Lord. So for me, Kadamba Kannana Swami was showing, he was the um, example of a person who is living the third verse of Shri Shikshastaka. All the persons who have heard his bhajans know he was a wonderful musician, and his bhajans were really unforgettable. And all his life and the way he was preaching, the way he was living were just, um, for me, they were just an example how to live the third verse of Shri Shikshastaka. He was showing how really one continuously chants the holy names of the Lord in the humble mood, described in verse 3 of Shri Shri Shikshastakam. So, I must say again, I'm not qualified to say anything on Vedic literature, and I'm not qualified to glorify any Vaishnava. I just had the desire to do this. And of course, if I try to say something on biographies of Vaishnavas, or if I try to say something on Vedic literature, it's just I'm not trying to instruct anybody. I just try to understand these topics. And of course, I again will say, as I say every time, that I'm not trying to instruct anybody. I just try to understand these topics, Vedic literature and biographies of Vaishnavas, and comments on these topics. Of course, one has to try to understand these topics under the guidance of teachers, under the guidance of Diksha Guru and Shiksha Gurus. All of you who are Vaishnavas in the in Raganuga Bhakti, in Rupanuga Bhakti, you're all my gurus. I pay obeisance to you. Dandavat Pranam. Vanchakalpatarupascha Kripasnukpevacha Patidnam Pavanebhyo Vishnuvebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Kadamba Kannana Swami. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your attention. Hare Krishna.